Hello and welcome to PhysioJo's Health Info. Today we're going to be moving. I'm not just talking, done with giving some education sessions for a while. Today we're going to work on some seated balance exercises. So we already we did the video on the bridge where in 1 minute intervals we were doing different standing balance exercises. So I thought, as much as your standing balance is very important, because that's how most people fall, is when they're in the standing position, when they're on their feet, it's important to have good balance in a seated position too, because you're not always sitting in a chair that has armrest or a backrest. An example of that is people who, older adults will say, who have a bench in their shower. So some people, as they get older, their legs are not as strong, they don't have the endurance to stay standing in the shower for a long period of time while bathing. So they opt to get, or family is kind enough to get them a back bench that they can sit on. Well, back benches are great because you're in a seated position, you take the weight off of your legs, you don't have to rely so much on the strength of your legs to hold you up while you're in the shower. But without armrest and a backrest, some people have said that they have to hurry up and rush through their shower so that they can get up and get out to hang onto their walker or go sit on the couch where they're supported. So all that to say, seated balance is just as important as standing balance. Now, today I'm gonna sit on that ball there. So that nice big purple ball, that's what I'm gonna be doing all my exercises on. But don't fret, if you don't have a ball, you can still do it. You can either just use a kitchen chair and put a cushion on it, like a thick enough either pillow that you sleep on, or if you have a lounge chair that's small and about the same size as your chair cushion, you can put it on there, or you can even do it sitting on the couch. As long as you're right on the edge and your feet are touching the floor, the cushion of the couch will be an unstable surface similar to the ball. If you have a ball hiding somewhere in your basement or attic or garage, now would be a good time to take it out, inflate it if it needs some air, because this program is going to help get your core even stronger, work on your posture, and we're going to throw some strengthening of your arms and your legs at the same time. So it's going to be an all-around balance strengthening core workout. So without further ado, let's get cracking. I'm going to back up so that I'm far enough away that you can see what's going on, what I'm doing with my legs. It's going to feel weird because I'm so used to being up close and personal with you guys. Let's back up over here. All right, and I'm wearing my glasses because I'm blind. If I don't, I will not see if for some reason my phone stops recording and I end up 10 minutes later and it's done. Okay, here's my trusted little 1 minute timer. I've got my list there of exercises that I want to do in a specific order. So first off, we're just going to bounce. I'm going to flip this over, and all I want you to do is bounce up and down. So if you're sitting in a chair and it's different if you don't have a ball under you to help you bounce, but you can still, on a cushion, just try to bring your bum up and down, up and down. And if you find that it's not really doing anything, then I want you to squeeze your bum. Left, right, okay? So those of you that are sitting on the ball, I want you to do that. Squeeze your left and then your right bum cheek alternatively as you're bouncing. You don't have to do it with your hands if you don't want to. It's just to show you guys what I'm doing. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Whatever pace is good for you. And if you have a ball or you're thinking of getting a ball and you're wondering if it's the right fit for you, basically you want a 90-degree angle here, trunk versus thigh, and then a 90-degree angle from the thigh down to the floor where your leg is. So, like that. And our 1 minute is up. Done. Next, flip her over. We're doing a soldier march. So I want you to lift arm and leg opposite. You see, I almost lost my balance there. So that's what's fun about doing it on a ball, if you've got one, is it's really going to challenge your posture, challenge your core muscles. So, whoopsie. What you want to do is bring opposite arm and leg up at whatever pace you want. You can go nice and slow, or you can go faster. You can incorporate it with a bounce. That's a little bit more tricky. I suggest you do that later on once you're really good at this. But oftentimes I find the slower I go, the more in control I have to be, the more it throws my balance off, because the more I have to recruit my core muscles to not fall over. If you're having a hard time with this, you're saying, I can't even do one, then I want you to keep your hands here and just lift your legs up for 1 minute. Then the next minute, you're just going to do your arms. The arms, it's a lot easier to move your arms while your feet are planted than to have one foot on the ground. Usually when people lose their balance and they fall, it's in a position where they only have 1 foot on the floor. Less balance, less area of support. So the same thing is going to apply when you're doing this. It's going to be a lot harder to do when you only have 1 foot on the floor. That's when you'll tend to feel a little bit wobbly. Next off, flipperoo, pelvic tilts. So I'm tilting my pelvis back forwards, and now I'm tilting it backwards. So I'm doing this, I'm pulling back, and then I'm rolling forward. So we talked about the pelvic tilt in one of our other, I think it was in the postural video. And basically what I want you to practice doing when you're standing to make sure you're in that ideal position where your pelvis is neutral is to tilt your pelvis back and forward. Back, so this is back, this is forward. If I put myself on the side, just so you see it from a different angle, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Back, forward, back, forward. And oftentimes, doing it on the ball like this will actually help you get the hang of it. You can do this one just as easily sitting in a chair or on your cushion, your pillow, to decrease your base of support under your bum. Doing it as an exercise will make it easier for you to actually sustain that posterior tilt position, which allows your pelvis to be neutral and allows everything to be aligned up above as well. Sure, that's done. Yep. Next, side to side weight shifting. So you're going to put all your weight on this bum cheek and then that one. So I'm lifting this one up and I'm lifting that one up. So it's kind of like you're doing this with your pelvis. Again, this is very easy to do in a seated position on your couch or on a chair. Get up and hold it. You're going to feel the muscles here that hike your hip up. They're going to be contracting, which is good. Keep your nice marionette pose. Trunk stays nice and straight. Head and neck in proper alignment. You can do whatever you want with your hands. If you hold your hands out, it helps you with your balance. Putting your hands on your hips is a little bit more challenging, and holding them up or doing any kind of movement along with it is also more challenging. Now I can really feel this in my obliques, which is good. All right, that's it for that one. Next, we're going to do hip flexion hold with arm lifts. So we're going to do 1 minute per side here. I'm going to flip her over and start with my right leg. So my right leg is up in the air and it's going to stay there the whole time. The leg doesn't move. Now, once I catch my bearings, I'm going to pretend that I'm holding some heavy weight in my arms and I'm going to push up and then bring them back down. Up and down. Now, I have enough shoulder and arm strength to be able to probably do this quite successfully with, let's say, 2, 3, 5 pound weights. But this is not something I do on a regular basis. And I'm glad I didn't take a weight with me today because I am really feeling the challenge of keeping my balance on the ball here. And the muscle, the main muscle that's keeping me sitting upright on this ball and preventing me from falling forward or falling off to the side is my core muscles. So, you know how I say I want you to feel the burn all the time? Well, I'm feeling the burn in my transversus abdominis, in my deep core muscles, which is awesome. Oh, almost done. So this part of my leg is on fire from staying up in the air for this long. My core is on fire, and I feel it in my shoulders and my upper back as well. Good, we're done. Now, next I'm going to flip this over. We're doing the same thing on the other side with the leg up. However, instead of doing shoulder presses, because we've already used those muscles, we're going to do shoulder retractions. So what I want you to do is row. Now you can either row down here, keep your arms in this position, you're just going straight forward and back. And what you're doing is pulling your shoulder blades behind you. So you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, which are good postural muscles to have nice and strong to help you maintain that upright position, that marionette pose. You could come into this position and do it here, which will be a little bit more challenging for your balance. And you go anywhere in between. So from 90 degrees up here to anywhere down there, the focus is making sure that you squeeze your shoulder blade muscles in the back and try to keep your foot up. So I couldn't see my toes in the camera anymore. So I realized that my leg was starting to fatigue and it's going down. So I'm pulling it back up. I'm not done yet. Whoop. Keep that leg up and bring the arms out. I'll be honest with you, this is a little bit more challenging than I even predicted it would be. I did a few reps of each, thought, you know what, this is a good program, let's do this. When you're holding it for a full minute and you're working your core muscles consecutively like that, you will definitely feel it in there. And like I said before, you're gonna be the most tippy and topsy on a ball like this versus sitting on a cushion on a couch or on a chair, but work your way up to this. Okay, if you have a ball, great. Maybe try it on the couch first and then progress to the ball. If you don't have a ball and you're doing really good on the couch, it's something that you might want to invest into. Look into it. They have them at Walmart. They have them at Canadian Tire. And you can buy them all over the place online. Next, I forgot to get a prop for this one. One sec, I'm going to be right back. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to use a ball. You can use anything you want. You don't have to use anything at all if you don't want to. I like having a prop. You can use a ball, you can use a rolled up pair of socks, anything you want. It's not heavy. It's one of those dollar store balls for the kids, very spongy. Let's flip it over. And what we're doing is a trunk rotation. So I'm reaching over here with the ball, then I'm going to come over here and pass it off to that hand. And then I'm coming up this way, like that, and then I'm coming down and touching the floor, if you can touch the floor. In the middle, and up, come across, and down. Up, and across, and I want you to turn over, and I want you to look at the ball. Have your hand up in the air like that, because it's going to be a lot easier for you to maintain balance on whatever structure or surface you're sitting on. And twist. Switch, and down. Pass, and up, pass, and down. Good, we're done. Now, I really felt it in the muscles on this side of my back. If I don't do the same thing on the other side, I'm going to feel a little lopsided. So let's flip it over. Starting over here, pass it here, down to the floor. Up, and over, and down. You may not be able to see what I'm doing when I come down to the floor, but the ball is touching the floor. So if you're not using a ball or a pair of socks, just try, see if you can touch the floor with your fingertips. If you can't, don't worry about it. You're not there flexibility-wise yet, or you don't have the control of your core muscles to keep you sitting on the ball and not falling over. It'll come. Keep practicing. Few more, and down. Good. Next, we've got sit-ups. Not full sit-ups. You're gonna start in this position. Let's flip it over. We'll do one. You can start with your arms crossed. You're going down, and then sitting yourself back up, and down, and back up. Okay, ready? Go. Down, up, down, up. If you need to, you can put your arms out in front of you. It's a little bit easier because you're giving yourself that counterweight. From the side, this is what it would look like. Arms crossed, I'm going down and up. Down and up. Exhale on the way up, makes it a lot easier. Or you can grunt. My trail checkers are used to that when we do this one on a chair. Okay, almost done. 2 more to go. So the next one is called a half sit to stand. So those of you who have done programs here with us, you know what a sit to stand is. You're sitting in a chair, you stand up, you sit down. If you need to use the armrests at first, then you use them. And eventually what our goal is to get you to be able to stand up from sitting with your arms crossed. We're going to do the same thing here. If you are at home sitting in a chair doing this, I want you to stand up. I want your bum to come off your chair. If you are on a ball, I do not want your bum to come off the chair, off the ball, because the ball is probably not going to be there when you come back down. It's going to roll away. So my arms are crossed. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to come up just to say my bum's about to leave the ball, and then I'm coming back down. Up and down. So, what does that look like from the side? Let me show you. From here, up and down. My back stays straight. I'm reaching towards the ceiling with the top of my head with my marionette. Up and down. Up and down. Whoop. Now those of you that are doing it on the ball, and you've done this before as a regular sit to stand, you will most likely agree with me that it is a lot more challenging on the ball, and you feel it a lot more in your quads, your hamstrings, and your glute muscles, because you're trying to stabilize that ball so it doesn't take off from under you at the same time as you're going up, and you're making sure it's still there before you sit back down. And you always have your quad muscles on load because you're not fully extending your knee. And as soon as you get down, you go right back up. The ball shoots you back up into an upright position as soon as you come down because of that spring action. And as you can tell, this, although we're not really running or jumping or doing cardio per se, it's still getting my heart rate up. I can feel it when I'm talking because I'm a little bit out of breath, which is awesome. When you can pull that off just doing a basic sitting exercise program where you're really working your core muscles, you know that that's a good program. Okay, last one. I kept the easiest one for last. Calf raises. So all I want you to do is go up. Let's see if I can back up a bit. Get you to see my feet. Up and down. Up and down. For 1 minute. That's all we're doing. Turning on your calf muscles. Very important to have strong calf muscles because they're super important when you're walking, when you're going up and down stairs. So we don't want to neglect or forget about them. And you're basically just allowing your core muscles to settle down. Your core muscles worked really, really hard during this program. So if you're looking for something to wake these guys up, which is going to help with your posture in the long run, I see some people have checked out our postural videos, the back education videos. So I think everybody understands the importance of having good posture. A lot of people realize their posture is not the greatest. So this would be a good addition to whatever program you're doing right now to help with your posture because it works so much on your core muscles. And you have no choice but to contract your core while you're sitting on a ball or else you will fall off. It's that simple. So why not do exercise? Your minute is up, by the way, if you want to stop this. So regardless of what exercises you're doing when you're on a ball, you're going to be strengthening your core. We actually have one of the ladies up in the office in the main building who has a chair that's a ball like this. The part that she sits on is the ball, then it's on a base that has casters and just a little plastic backrest. And it's great. It's an awesome way to work the core muscles while you're sitting at your desk, so you're not sitting in a chair all day long and suffer the effects of that inactivity, which is not great. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. That is my seated balance exercises. I felt it. I hope you felt it. And if you have a ball, pull it out. You're going to get so much more out of it if you have a ball. If you don't fret. You can definitely get some similar results as long as you're sitting on any kind of uneven surface. Anything that throws you off balance a bit is bonus. So if you're sitting on your couch or in a chair, be far enough ahead that you're not leaning back against the backrest or not against the armrest. No backrest, no armrest. While you're sitting on something that will be uneven, will give you very similar benefits to doing it on a ball. All right, stay safe, have fun with this program, with all the other programs, and get outside, enjoy the fresh air. We'll talk soon. Bye.